Welcome to In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with BN and our community. Good afternoon, morning, or evening, everyone. Welcome to In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with Black non-believers in our community. I am Mandisa Thomas, founder and president of BN. Edith and Kelly will not be, who usually is on the back end, will not be able to join us today. But we wish them well, and we look forward to seeing them for the next show. As a matter of fact, this might be a very short show because it looks like we may have to reschedule our special guest today too. But the show, as they say, must go on. So we will have a bit of a show today, even if it is just me announcing our upcoming events and having just a very mild discussion. So, In the Cut is a production of Black Non-Believers, which is headquartered in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Black Non-Believers is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the support and community. Well, let me start that again. In the Cut is a production of Black Non-Believers, which is a 501c3 organization. Headquartered in the Atlanta area, we connect with other Blacks and allies who are living free of religion and might otherwise be shunned by family and friends by providing a caring, friendly, and informative community. Instead of accepting dogma, we determine truth and morality through reason and evidence. The mission of Black Non-Believers is to provide secular fellowship, nurture and support non-believers in coming out, also known as open identification, encourage pride in non-religious identities, educate the public on the history and current state of non-belief in the Black community, and organize events and charitable causes. BN welcomes all regardless of age, gender identity, sexual identity, national origin, or racial identity. However, our work and our content prioritizes Black non-religious voices. So here we are, at another Resurrection Weekend, also known as Easter weekend. Many of us, whether we grew up religious or not, were inundated with this holiday. I remember in my neighborhood, it was a thing where you had to be dressed up for Easter Sunday. You could not be caught dead, if you will, without something nice on or anything new. So it's very much a fashion statement. Half the folks didn't even go to church. It was just about your best Easter outfit and what you had on. But there are some people who will take this time to go to church, one of the very few days they may go throughout the year. And you hear a horrific story about the resurrection of Jesus, the crucifixion and the resurrection. And in seeing some of these reenactments, they are absolutely horrific. You see Jesus on the cross and bloodied, and some of it includes having children reenact this. And it's ultimately just a story of, torture. And of course, there's no evidence of the resurrection. And also similar stories have been told in other religions. Of course, we know Christianity is a borrowed religion from older sources. And so some of you may still participate in Easter services. We understand that the pressure can still be very immense from family members. And so you may still participate just to sort of satisfy, or even if you miss going to church, you may do so for the sake of your family members, for the sake of solidarity or whatever. If you choose to do that, then that's perfectly fine. We don't hold that against anyone. But there are some other folks who do other things for Easter. There is a major convention that always takes place Easter Sunday, and BN has usually attended that and participated in that until I will just say for the record, until there is a conversation about recent events and how we can repair our relationship with this organization, then we will not be there. But shout out to everyone who is there and who is having a good time. I certainly, whatever it is you are doing this weekend, again, we hope you have a good one. We hope you are in participating of your own volition, and the fact that you are having a fulfilled. We hope that you are having a fulfilled weekend. So yeah, there is definitely a lot going on. In case you didn't remember, last year on Easter Sunday, Jubilee Media premiered the episode of Middle Ground, which featured myself and other atheists and other non-religious adjacent folks, as well as Christians. And so we hosted a virtual watch party for that episode of Jubilee's Middle Ground, and it's at 1.4 million views. If you haven't had a chance to see it, we hope that you will take a look at it. I will post the link in the chat. And also, if you just want to ask your questions, and also, hey, Salah Hutton, thank you so much for your well wishes. If you'd like to drop us a super chat, if you're watching, you'd like to drop us a super chat, I will read them live on the air. Remember, our channel is now monetized, and that is hugely in part to the fact, to the debate that I did with Kent Hovind last year. That got our channel monetized, and because we live streamed it, we streamed it live simultaneously with their channel, and so definitely we appreciate the support through our website, through super chats, through Cashapp, and everywhere. But getting back to Middle Ground, there was the episode of Middle Ground that aired last year on Jubilee Media. And I'm posting that link in the chat for those of you who haven't seen it and would like to watch it. So yeah, please check that out again. It was a very interesting episode. And for those who are still on the fence with your belief and deconstructing, we'll be announcing an event that we have coming up very soon that will be hybrid. So, and we hope that you will participate and join in. So, yeah, and just remember that we are still at Black Nonbelievers, continuing with our work and resurrecting reason. We recently had our Revival of Reason on last month to kick off spring, and we should have video available very, very soon. And again, we have a lot coming up for the spring and the summer, and we hope that you will join us. Special shout out to everyone who has become an official Black Nonbelievers member. I will be sharing information about a members hangout and meetup that we will have. It'll be virtual. So if you would like to sign up to become an official member, please do so. We have lifetime and annual options that are very reasonable. And so we hope that you will become an official member of Black Nonbelievers to stay more in the know. You receive discounts to our special events, and as well as you have the ability to run for office positions. If you would like to do just a bit more volunteer work and help Black Nonbelievers with the work we do, we welcome you to be a part of that. And so, and also, we would love folks to help produce this show. If you'd like to help us out on the back end, if you'd like to help us with, sharing the information, even if you'd like to help co-host, if you would like to be on the front end and express your non-belief and your perspective, we definitely would welcome that. So we definitely want you to be more involved with BN and the work we do. And once again, we hope that, there is so much going on in this political atmosphere. And I know that for many of us, it is frustrating. Again, even in my own household, we're still dealing with the fact that my husband is being forced to retire from the federal government, even though there have been court orders to pause the RIFs, also known as reduction in force, whether people are being forced to retire, being fired, or being laid off. There have been injunctions by the federal courts to stop this, but this administration is doing what it does anyway. And I will say that I am extremely disturbed at the mass deportations that are taking place, as well as especially in the case of Mr. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, even though the administration said that they were deporting Venezuelan gang members there. And now they're flipping the script and saying that, well, he was originally from El Salvador. He was a member of MS-13. And so they're trying to say that, well, they're deporting someone dangerous. Now, when you see an administration, when you see regular people flip-flopping back and forth like that, and you know they're lying, and you know that there are measures that needed to be taken to stop them. I don't know. Well, of course, now this administration thinks that they are immune from that they are immune from accountability and responsibility. And I think it's still up to the American people and our elected officials to try and stop this as much as we can. It is definite the fact that they are considering sending U.S. U.S. citizens, whether they have been convicted or not, whether they've received due process or not. The fact that they are talking about sending citizens there, which would undoubtedly affect marginalized individuals, people of color, and so on and so forth. This is something that we absolutely should be paying attention to and being made aware of. And so there will be a push by this administration to go after what they consider anti-Christian bias, or organizations that are that don't believe in anything, right? So this actually could affect our organization. This could affect Black Nonbelievers. This could affect our affiliated organizations. And so this is something that, again, that we still have to be made aware of, and we still have to be on the lookout for. And so we really, really, really want to remain involved and stay engaged, while also remaining in community with each other. We want to continue to do that. Black Nonbelievers will always continue our community investment, because that's what it is. We appreciate everyone who is a part of our organization and who supports us. It's very, very important that you do. And again, support the nonbelievers, support the women, support us women doing the work, support the LGBTQ folks who are in the middle of this work, support the young people doing this work as well. There are so many people on the ground who are resisting, and this is a form of resistance, when we speak out. And again, when we continue to hold each other in love and support, especially on weekends like this, where it is going to be full of religion and Christianity in particular. So I encourage you to guard your peace as much as you possibly can, and continue to engage with everyone who is supportive of you. And if you need assistance with navigating conversations with your religious family members and friends, especially on holidays like this, please do let us know. Please do reach out to us. You can ask us questions on our YouTube channel. You can email us at our website at BlackNonbelievers.org. You can reach out to us everywhere on social media, and I will announce where we are on social media towards the end of this broadcast. We definitely at least just wanted to have part of a show this weekend. I won't keep you long. I don't like to infringe and impose on people's time. And so, because this is not a sermon, This is not this is definitely an informational show where we want you to hear from special guests, and we also want you to know what we are doing here at Black Nonbelievers year round. Whether it is whether we are in our wherever we have our affiliates, as well as our national events, and also where you can find us, we will be tabling at quite a few events this year. Starting with the American Humanist Association. Cynthia McDonald, who's over our Chi-Town affiliate, will be one of the speakers at the conference at the for the American Humanist Association, which will take place at the end of June this year. BN will also be representing at the Ark Encounter Protest the first weekend of July. I will be speaking there. This will be in the Cincinnati area. Also in the Cincinnati area, we will be tabling at the annual conference for the Secular Student Alliance. And also we are co-sponsoring the Hurston Scholarship for Black non-religious students. We've been co-sponsoring this scholarship since 2020. And so your support helps us continue the support that we maintain for young people, as well as our other members. And also, we will be at the National Nuns Convention, also known as NaNoCon, at the end of July. We will share those links to those events if you don't already have them. And one thing I will say is that there are some folks who still complain about the lack of diversity. They still note it at these other events. But please do know that Black Nonbelievers, we host our own autonomous events. And we need you to stay in the know about what we're doing, so that when you want to see the representation and those folks who represent you sufficiently, it is important for you to actually engage and support the work that we do, so that we can keep going. It is very, very valid to have criticisms for these other networks and these other organizations that host their events. But do know that as we work in partnership with them, we are an autonomous organization who depends on your support for the work that we do. So we definitely want you to keep that in mind. And also, okay. So we will get the show underway, because we do have our special guest who is joining us. So I will introduce them now. And I hope I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Our special guest is Mikey Famine. A St. Louis native and Chicago resident, Mikey Famine is a musician, husband, father, and political and social podcaster. He has recorded over 1,000 episodes on over a half dozen shows on the Bend Podcast Network, which he has co-founded. Deconversion Stories with Neil, the 604 Atheist, where they listen to stories about how and why non-believers left their faith, and his gaming and reaction channel. Mikey tries to shine a light on the intersection between race, religion, and politics in this modern day. Welcome to the show, Mikey.
It is a pleasure
to have you here.
I made it.
I almost thought you were it. I thought, all right. Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for having
me. Not thank you for showing up, but thank you for being here.
I just want to say, I forgot y'all were Eastern time. I'm like, she not in Chicago, she in Atlanta. I'm like,
that's right.
Let me just click on the link to see what's happening. I'm going to just slide in the back room and see if I get in trouble. I was like, damn. But yeah. So sorry if I caused any confusion. That's me. A little confused, that's but fine. Worth the wait. Sorry. Just move to Chicago. Just move over here.
You just moved to Chicago?
Then every time you have a thing, it'll be the same time zone. That'll be easier for me.
No. Well, we have our Chi-Town affiliate that you are welcome to be a part of, that you need to be a part of. And so, and I will just say, so that I'm not letting Mikey off the hook here, all of our correspondence, it said Eastern time. So, but yeah. Yep, you got to check your
I
emails,
believe you.
Mikey.
I
I'm
believe you.
putting you on. Yeah.
You know, I don't read that well anyway, so.
Oh no. Well, you know what? I don't believe that. You do your own you do your own podcast
What's
and your
the
own
what's
shows, so I don't
this
believe
is this is the
that.
closest book to me, is the most wordy book that there has ever been.
Right, read. What's that? All
Literally a
right.
Bible of made up words.
You're so funny. So we're gonna get the show started, and as we ask of all of our guests, please do like share your background, share your upbringing, and how you arrived at your atheist identity. Take it away.
I'm a pastor's kid, which everybody loves. Um, my family was part of the Church of God in Christ, if you guys remember them. The tongue speaking, screaming at the top of the lungs, fall out, wild style at church. That was my family. My parents split up when I was like 3. But then my mom found like another guy who was into church. So then it's always been this running thing of her being a first lady and me having to be one of the well-behaved kids on the pew. But that ended up not working for her either. So I am free. Dobby is a free elf. I don't have to do that stuff anymore. Once I got a job, I didn't have to go to church. If all you guys are getting stuck, getting dragged to church, here's an easy way out. Just get a job. Just get a job, and then you ask them to schedule you every Sunday at 11. You'll never have to go to church. It works out great. But yeah, the church we were going to before I stopped going was kind of like that non-denominational stuff with like the acoustic guitar music, and then like halftime there, then halftime at like a Baptist church. And I was just sitting there like playing the, reading the scriptures and doing everything I was supposed to do. And then like everybody started speaking in tongues, and then he was like, I'm going to bless you with the gift of speaking in tongues. And he hit me with the tiger claw on my belly to try to trigger some sort of cosmic connection. And yeah, nothing happened. I'm like, no, I'm way more pious than all the rest of these people. This is bullshit. If I don't get the superpower after the work I've done, it can't be real. Can't be real. And then you would see like those same people speaking in tongues and everything else, smoking in the parking lot, getting the choir girls pregnant and everything else. I'm like, oh, this is fake. Oh, I get it now. I get it. I see. We were all playing a game, and I'm the idiot that took it as real life. So I will own that. You got me. But no more. And I just stopped going to all of that stuff. And now I actively try to dissuade people from maybe not so much like the social part, because they like to have their little group or whatnot and to do their thing. But as far as the belief part, I try to I try to at least challenge people on what they believe, because they forget. No one knows the Bible better than an atheist. So when they try the nonsense of, but in the scripture says, it was like, oh yeah, but you're from Israel, right? Well, he was talking. I was like, no, he wasn't talking to you. That don't apply to you. So, and then and as everyone can see, our politics has gone absolutely insane. I started getting into politics probably Bush 2. Yeah. Bush's second term is when I started paying attention to politics. But I mean, this was 2-3 years after 9/11. You couldn't get away from politics. It was everywhere. 9/11 was scary. We thought it was going to happen every day. It was a different time. You guys had to be there. You didn't want to be there, but you had to be there to understand like how it was. I thought I was going to go into the service, but that didn't happen because they told me I couldn't fly. They told me I couldn't fly a jet. I was like, I want to do a fighter jet. And they're like, your eyeballs suck. Not happening. You can fix planes. I was like, I'm not fixing planes. You can't get me to fix planes when I want to fly planes. I'm not doing it. So I didn't do that. But after high school, I quit everything that was attached to any sort of group. I just had my little shitty job, and I just started writing and writing and writing. And then I got some friends from high school, and I was like, dude, let's make a group. And I did a metal band for like 3.5, 4 years. And then I DJ'd for a while after that. But once everything calmed down, I really started buckling into the politics side of it. And now I just laugh at Christians, make dope beats with guitars in it, and raise my little baby girl, who is a terror, by the way. She is so bad. It's because she's cute. That's why she's cute, so that we'll feed her. Because if she wasn't, she is bad. How did that help that? I thought you was gonna be up. I'm over here, I got jokes, and I'm like, I got nobody to laugh at my joke. I'm over here struggling with the audience.
No, you're not. You're good. Yes. I remember the days, I remember days when my kids were toddlers, and I don't envy you, but that's so cute. It's so cute. So, did you I know you said you were a pastor's kid, but did you try any other religions? Did you study other religions before you became an atheist, or was it just simply, I don't believe Christianity. All of it is just, all of it is BS.
I didn't. I saw everybody pretending, and I was like, "Damn, dog, no superpowers." All right, well then I'm going back to science. I'm going back to being a nerd. I took like an online course for astronomy, and what was it? Telescope interferometry. I just started pouring all of my efforts into space. All I care about is space now. That's my favorite thing. All that reading scriptures. I just learned how telescopes work. I learned how to identify stars, how to recognize exoplanets. Like, that's way more interesting than me. That's my thing.
Nice. And you're as a singer, as a fellow like musician, I totally like get the music part. And how was it, because you said you're into metal, how was it being a young Black kid who was into metal as opposed to into every other genre that is supposed to be inherent to Black folks?
Yeah.
What was it like? And who are some of your favorite artists?
Just because I'm being biased, he's not. Howard Jones used to be the front man for Killswitch Engaged. He is not anymore. He's doing his own project. But you want to talk about a big burly brother with a deep voice, but also had wicked screams and stuff like. My man's was the whole package. I could not do that. I was into more of the like hardcore and like lots of chaos chords and breakdowns and stuff like that. So we had there was a lot of groove to our stuff. And then like think more like look at me. My band sounded like a mix of in our heads, we were more like a mix of like a System of a Down with some Chiodos, a little Bullet for My Valentine from First to Last. We were kind of on that younger edge of like the metal scene. And let me tell you, there was one show out of about 50 that had another Black singer. Or even I think there was one show where there was another Black singer. There was one show where there was a Black drummer. Every other show, it was 99% white people, and an occasional Mexican or Asian guy would show up somewhere playing drums or guitar. But I think it's on YouTube somewhere. I'll have to find it for you guys. There is one show that is recorded that is on the internet, and it is hilarious. The sound quality is a potato. But it was a good time. Before a show, like let's say the show starts at 6, the bands are supposed to show up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then like you get set up, they backline everything so that when the show starts, when you transition from band to band, you just pull your stuff off the stage and then you can just scoot up the other person's stuff. I'm talking about people would be like looking at me all crazy and locking their guitar cases, and they never want to like be cool and hang out. Like, because usually before the show, all the bands just kind of say, "Hey, what's up, man? Where are you guys from? Hey, man, your guitar is really cool." No one would talk to us ever. Like, we would be sitting in our little group, no one would say anything to us. So then we'd just be sitting there doing our own thing. And then the show would have, then like our slot would come up and we would burn that motherfucker down. Now everybody want to be friendly. Now everybody want, oh man, that was so cool. Oh, that was so good. Say what you guys, I mean, I only had like one like fighting instance, but that was me as a spectator. People get drunk and then they can't count, and then they make everybody wait for 45 minutes because they can't count. I said, I'm a bookkeeper. You want me to help you count? And he got mad. I don't know why. Not my fault you can't count to 10, 40 times. He was getting lost in the sauce. Piles was switching sides and he was looking at them and naming them and shit. I was like, all right, we got problems. But it's too bad, because I think there's a lot of people who would love to join the metal subculture, but it's full of fascists and skinheads and straight up good old boys who don't make very good music. And they don't make very good music, and they make the atmosphere so toxic that other people just say, you know what, I'll just make stuff at home. I'll just release stuff. I'll release stuff from the crib. I see a lot of dudes now that are really, really talented guitar players, and they're beards, locks, piercings, and they just shred at the crib on TikTok. I'm like, look at you. You making way more money than I would have ever made on stage. I think we made like $15 in like 4 years. We ended up paying way more than we ever earned. But that was kind of the fun of it, is to, just you and your three mates just pull up to DeKalb or downtown Chicago and set your stuff up. Nobody knows what you're going to play. Nobody knows what your music sounds like. And then you just decimate. It's fun. It's fun to take people by surprise. But I know some of my more successful friends in the Chicago metal scene have left their bands because they just like, I'm sick of the racist comments that I have to deal with all the time. Like, these are, I mean, they look tough, but these are liberal. A lot of these are liberal dudes, a lot of progressive dudes. And they were just like, yo, I'm not going to listen to you talk like this all the time, because the members of the bands are just broken on the inside. So people are just doing their own thing now.
I remember in the 80s, the band Living Color. I think that was like the closest Black band that I remember that came to like metal. Yeah. And they came in at a time where like R&B and hip hop were like super duper prevalent. And so for Black audiences, perhaps that just, is it worse to deal with like the racist white people, or perhaps some of the Black folks who may feel like, well, metal just still does not belong in our culture because, okay, here it is.
We made it.
Yeah, right.
Bad brains, Living Color. We made it. And then we just let white people take it from us and then dominate the entire sector. Like, rock and roll belongs to Elvis. No, it's Chuck Berry. Do your research. But your people are behind almost every genre. Polka, you got it, King. You got it. That's yours. But just about everything else, we made it. If it comes from blues, it's ours.
Yeah.
Metal comes from blues. It's ours.
Yeah.
We made it. And there's great metal bands that are completely filled with Black kids now. And I see them every once in a while on my TikTok. And I'm just like, fly, little star, fly.
Right.
Fly. Here's
yes.
Subscribe.
But I will, I think we do ourselves a disservice when we don't remember the origins of the music. And when we do typecast ourselves to a certain area and genre. I love all types of music, and I definitely I always respected metal. I always respected Black folks in any genre because, first of all, we can do anything. And we have created some of everything. And so I do think that we do ourselves a disservice to say, oh, well, it's just for those people. Because we hear that even in regards to atheism, right? Oh, it's just something that those white people do. And that's like, no, there are Black folks who do some of everything. And
always the Black first something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anytime I see a Black person doing something that's not Black, I support them. Reclaim that, like, put us on the map, put our flag out there. Let's see how I want us to be high in the rankings in all categories. So do whatever you feel like feels right. And it is so regressive and such a waste of time for Black folks to trash other Black folks or anything to do. Like, normally it did. Normally I just kind of like put that in a box or whatever it is. I let people say whatever they got to say. I'm not here to fight you. I'm not here. God forbid it's good. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to let you know that you're wrong. If you want to fight about it, that's fine. I may or may not engage, but when you're saying I need to put out a rap album because I'm Black, and I say I can do more than rap. I can sing. I produce, like, I have an EP coming out soon. I don't know when it'll be done, but I've done like 2 or 3 already. I do all the drums. I do all the bass. I do all the guitar. I do all the producing. I write the songs. I sing on it. I scream on it. I do the whole thing. I even made an entire album on my iPhone to prove that you can make music at home. I made the entire thing on an iPhone. Took me months, but it is possible. I'm not trying to hear nothing from nobody. If you are out there doing something and no one else around you is doing it, do it more. Be different. Stand out. Find the thing that is your niche and dominate that sector. And I love, like, so when I see Black golfers, tennis players, badminton, I don't care what you're doing. Do whatever feels right for you. And if people, the culture will adjust, because eventually they'll be like, you know what, we always had these Black metal players and they've been the best. They'll flip the script and change their mind and act like they was on your side the whole time. That's what they do. That's what haters do. Haters are haters until everybody agrees with it. And they're like, I always liked him. He was but so even if I don't get my flowers from my people in the moment, every time I go through TikTok and I see one of those all Black, like, rock groups, I'm just like, I did it. Like, I just feel like I made it. I feel like I helped facilitate the grounds. I just felt like I've tilled the earth for these younger cats to come in, and it's not so bad for them.
Absolutely. So speaking of things that you are passionate about, when did you get into podcasting, and what kind of changes have you experienced over the years?
I think I looked this up, but I forgot. I think we started the bin in December.
Uh-oh, Mikey, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me? We good? Uh-oh. Bubble. Uh-oh. I'm all alone. Okay, I can see you, but you're muted.
Okay, I'm back. Yes. Yeah, I'm back. So yeah, you were saying, like, when you got into podcasting and
right.
how like what experiences and changes have you experienced over the years?
So I think it was like December 2018 we started the bin. Me and 3 friends were all listening to another podcast, and we were part of their Patreon, and then they would have like a monthly hangout. So then the monthly hangout, they would leave, and then all the rest of us would just kick it there. And then there was like 10 people. But then it was like the same 4 of us that were there every week. And I'm like, dude, why don't we just start our own show? We'll just start our own show and we'll cover what they talked about and then something else maybe. After a year of that, we just completely started doing our own topics, our own everything. And it's not like, you know, the current administration at the time didn't just give us dump trucks full of things to talk about every day. And then COVID happened and everybody got quarantined and then the house. And then like we started getting better numbers and we're like, hey, maybe we'll just keep doing this. So we've had a few cast member changes, but I guess we're on year 7 of the show. But in the meantime, I did a D&D podcast, a history podcast, another politics podcast, and then I do the we used to do 3 days a week, but we just do Saturdays now with Neil with the deconversion stories. So I think at one point I was doing like 5 to 7 streams a week and then working full time. And it was, I did that for like 3 years. No idea how I did it. No idea how I kept it all in my head. Like you saw how today went. And I did that 5 times a week. I don't understand. Okay. Hey, baby. Can I have some? Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
We got a new coffee.
So yes, for those who aren't familiar with D&D, even though most of us are, but yeah, just what does the acronym D&D stand for?
Dungeons and Dragons. It is a tabletop role-playing game where you have a dungeon master who gives you and your team goals, missions, and tasks, and they give you monsters to fight and a mystery to solve throughout the different sessions. So we had a completely homebrew set. I played a tiefling. I was a tiefling druid who liked to be out in nature and stuff like that. Talk to animals. I had a pet pig. His name was Truffle. It was fun. And I encourage everybody to go find a D&D game and to play some D&D, because D&D is literally real life. And you will start to see like, oh, what a goblin. What a kobold. Oh, that guy's chaotic evil. Like it just D&D becomes real life, and it gives you an extra language to explain all of the ridiculous that's going on right now.
Yeah, and what would you say to all of the, because of course there are many religious people who consider Dungeons and Dragons to be demonic, right? And it's hilarious. I remember the cartoon when I was growing up as a kid in the 80s. And I like the cartoon. I mean, I've always liked anything that was like either mystical or horror related, things fantasy that some of my other peers couldn't watch because it was, fantasy, because it was considered like demonic or satanic or whatever. But what do you say to those people who make those comments about D&D and how demonic it is?
So I was a Game Boy kid. That was the one. I was very well behaved. I got in trouble all the time. But Christmas time, we already knew what time it was. I was getting some sort of Game Boy game. I had the Game Boy camera with the Game Boy printer. I had all the Game Boy stuff. That was my little thing. And it was easy for them to pick out stuff for me because it was just like, just look for the Game Boy logo, grab something. He doesn't care. Just give it to him. I got Pokemon. And then the church started saying the Pokemon was satanic demons coming down from Japan. And I was like, I looked at my mom. I'm like, I'm not giving this up. I'm too far into this game. I already played. I'm halfway through the game. You can't tell me I can't play it no more. I'm halfway through the game. My Pikachu is weak. You know what I mean? My Charmeleon is not evolved yet. It's not even a Charizard. We're not giving up the game. It's not happening. We're going to have issues if you want me to go. So she let me have it. The purity culture stuff was more or less for like my speech. Like I couldn't say a lot of stuff, but she knew pretty early I was a nerd, and like I wasn't trying to summon no demons, and I just really like this video game. So she kind of like let a lot of that stuff slide, but then we would be sitting in church or something, and then they got the pocket monsters, which are Japanese pornography that they give out to the children. And I'm sitting there like, don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing. This is our little secret. Don't you raise your hand. Don't you clap. Because it's not that, but it's easy to malign things that the other party doesn't understand. Because if you just say, if you show them hentai and then you say, look at Misty from Pokemon, doesn't she look like she would be in there next? And they'd be like, yeah, she does. It's like, well, that's a different show. I mean, that's different. I mean, I could show you a picture of Kim Kardashian. I could show you a couple pictures of Kim Kardashian, and I'd be like, see, how could this porn star be in the Oval Office? Like, it's different. People do different things at different times, and you can't just mix things together and just say they're all the same. And for the D&D stuff, I mean, I didn't do that till I was in my 30s, but I mean, people thought that these children were casting magic spells, real magic spells in their basement. Who on earth has bought a magic spell from the comic book store? They don't sell them, dog. If they sold real fucking magic spells, you don't think everybody would be at that damn? It'd be a line out the door. The spells don't work. It's a game. It's pretend. But it's easy to tell people, oh yeah, you know, they're casting spells down there. I saw them down there with a pentagram and like 13 candles in a bloody chicken foot, and they were sprinkling the blood. All like that doesn't happen. That's not even how the game is played. You only get 2 actions per turn. What you want me to sprinkle chicken blood, and then for my free action, just like start chanting or something? Like, the game doesn't work like that. You're just running away from goblins half the time because you can't hit nothing because the dice don't want to work with you. Oh, and in case you guys didn't know, D&D is played with dice. You have multi-hedral dice. So instead of just like a regular die that has 6 sides, you have like a D dice, D4, D6, D10, D12, D20. And then like that's how you determine kind of what happens to you, or whether or not your big, strong warrior with his sword cuts the thing's head off, or completely misses and gets his sword stuck in a tree, and then you're fighting the tree to get your sword. Like, that's what the game is. But we never we did summon some demons, but that was on purpose, and we needed them to help us. But no demons.
Well, when you think about it, considering the weekend that we are in, right? You know, how was that any worse than people believing that, you know, first of all, people watching a live torture, you know, and also thinking that if you drink his blood, then that's going to save you. I'm like, how is that any less demonic or any less demented? I mean, people need to think about that.
Remember when they say all the Democrats was like drinking baby brain juice or whatever? And then they would go and do communion. I'm like, you doing it. You're drinking bodily fluids to try to live forever. Literally. You're drinking his blood because you think it makes you live forever. That's weird. It's weird that you do that. But you're mad at somebody for like, I cast magic missile on the 3rd level. Like, you don't say any words. You just say, I cast the spell. It's like, well, I would say anime, but you know how they feel about anime. Or like Street Fighter, where you're like, Hadouken! Like, you say the thing that you're doing. That's not casting a spell. Yoga fireball. So what he's saying is he's praying to the yoga god for a fight. Like, no, it's just a move, dude. It's called fun. Have you ever had any? Damn it. Try fun. It's a shame.
Right. And so this leads me to my last question. What, in your opinion, what can more of us non-believers do to mobilize, especially in this current political climate that we're in?
Yeah. So little precursor here. So a lot of the damage is kind of undoable by us, right? Like we're kind of screwed on a couple of fronts because people decided that egg prices were more important than women's rights and having a functional democracy. Shame. But here we are, and we have to adjust, adapt, and survive anyway. So my biggest tip to people is follow your Congress people. So you should have 2 senators. Depending on the size of your state, you should have several Congress people in the House. And then you also have your state assembly. So you'll have state senators sometimes and state House members. You need to follow all of their social media. That's number one. You need to know what they're talking about, what they're promising, what they're not promising, what their intentions are. And that'll let you know how much work you have to do. So that's step number one. Go follow all their social media. Number 2 is you need to light up their social media every time they say or do something stupid. Even if you like them on other issues, you need to tell them, like I just told 2 Illinois House reps that when election time comes around, I will be primarying them I will be supporting whoever runs against them, because I don't appreciate you voting for things that are going to strip people of their 14th Amendment when you're going to be okay with a new rule being added to just disappear people and put them wherever we feel like putting them. As a Democrat, you sign that. You need to go. You're not part of the fixing process from all the nastiness that we have. You're part of the broken prop. You're part of why it's broken. So getting to know who your people are is one. You have to know who they are and how to reach out to them. Why the Republicans haven't impeached this dude yet? They're scared. They're scared that they're going to get primaried with all of whose money. Well, there's another fear. We'll primary you. As we saw in Wisconsin, money ain't everything. And now that we have social media, we can connect with each other in a way that previously wasn't possible. So it is very easy to make a Facebook group of 10,000 people, 5,000 people to negate some of these more popular people. And then you don't have to even be in touch with the campaigns themselves. Do what y'all feel like it. Get a group together and do what y'all feel like y'all need to do. I'm not saying do anything crazy where you have to put yourself in harm's way or go door to door and stuff like that. I don't really believe in going door to door because I am a millennial and we do not answer our front door for anything. Leave it there, take a picture of it, and drive away. That is the only time my doorbell needs to be ringing. I don't know you, and I don't feel like fighting you, so no is the answer to that. I'll write a letter and put it in my mailbox, and then I will deal with you. But I'm not coming out of my castle. I would say, and this is another big thing that a lot of people kind of overlook. If you're in the news space like me and you want to kind of have a better grasp of like how the country is doing overall, go on YouTube, and instead of going to CNN, MSNBC, the big media people, find the local affiliate. So like WFAA in Texas, or 11 Alive in Atlanta, KTLA in LA. I got the Denver one. I got one for Seattle. Follow the local Fox, ABC, whatever the local affiliate is in like large cities. Follow all of those because they're going to report on things way faster. They're going to have much better reporting. And then that is going to get kicked out to the big guys once it's all compiled at the end of the day. And then they'll get a report in the morning. So you can know about things before they happen, well, before everybody is aware of it, by being plugged into the hubs around the world. On top of that, I would encourage everybody to find a foreign country. Like I like Dutch World, which is Germany's state broadcast, Al Jazeera, Hindustan Times. Like there's tons of reporting, BBC, there's tons of reporting outside of America that you can find information on to keep you abreast on issues that isn't run through the filter of USA, which is important because the USA lies sometimes, or they accidentally omit details about certain things. It happens. And I was like, no, they would never. No, it 100% happens where a whole ass story will just not get talked about. Every news corporation will just join hands and look the other way, and they won't tell the people at all. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, I need to diversify where I get my information from to make sure that I'm getting the full story so that I have the full context for anything that I want to go on the air and speak on, or just for me to know that I'm moving in a way that's congruent with reality. Like if you out there thinking, oh, it's going to be a sunshiny day, and you get all your suntan lotion and your beach towels and and it's snowing, you got some bad information. So I'm not trying to go to the beach during the snowstorm because I believe some BS. It's important to be able to verify everything that you're saying through all of the different the news aggregates. And I think the last thing I would say is you need to find a hobby, right? Like you need to find like knitting, crochet, video games, making music, you have to have a thing, because when you stick your head in the water for all that amount of time and you're looking at all the dark things and you hear about how people's rights are getting stripped and people get disappeared and sent to prison camps, slave camps, honestly. And it takes a toll on you. And this is a marathon. Like to mess things up is just like the stroke of a pen for one person, but to fix it might be 10 years of civil rights work and activism and all that stuff, and people reporting on it. It's going to take a long time. Like I honestly believe that this country is salvageable. It's not going to look anything like it used to look. It's going to look completely different, but we can be part of the group that decides what that looks like. Like we can be the ones crafting what this new democracy will have to end up looking like. It's going to be different. But then the Democrats learned this the hard way. Appealing back to yesteryear is not what people want anymore. I'm going to restore the status quo is not what anybody wants anymore. So whatever we do going forward is going to be radically different than what we had previously, because the people don't want what we had before. And it's important for all of us to stay informed and to stay flexible and be ready to have a voice and to be informed about making choices for what is to come. Because I mean, like the Department of Education is like gone, essentially. It's gone. Never would have thought that in 10 years of commentating. Never would have thought in a million years that he would actually try it. And there it is in black and white, is gone. All these different departments, and now he's lifting the bans on logging the forests where our like endangered species live. He said, "F them. I'm going to teach Canada a lesson by destroying our natural resources." So a lot of this stuff is not going to be fixable on day one. We're going to have to redo a lot of things. And the best chance that we have to getting something that is more equitable and safer for all of the USA's inhabitants is if the people that are making the votes and the decision making and rallying the troops to get things going in certain directions, the more knowledge that group of people has, the better off we will be. So learn who your local people are, all of them, and get on their social media. Find different news so that you're not just getting it from the same people. Have a hobby so you can take breaks so you don't fall apart, because it's a lot. and then be ready for things to be different. Just be ready.
Yes. And of course, as always, here at Black Nonbelievers, we encourage you to get in touch with your local community, especially your local secular communities, because this is going to be very important. And while we are a 501c3 organization, and technically we are not supposed to endorse candidates, that doesn't mean that we cannot be political or even civic minded or civically engaged. Because once your candidates are elected as individuals, we have the right to to tell them who we are and who we represent and what our issues are, even if it's with them, whether they are Democrat, Republican, or what have you. We can still engage them as civic organizations, and we encourage our members to do that as well. And we can do that better. We can do that better as a cohesive block. You know, the non-religious demographic is growing. We are
13 million.
we are still growing, and we're going to see a lot more people coming out, especially as a result of this administration. And the more that we have, like, you're absolutely right. We're going to have to continue to raise our voices. We're going to have to continue to remain aware and continue to stay active and engaged. That is absolutely going to be important. And yes, it is so sad to see the number of folks who will readily give into propaganda because it may fit what they consider is their worldview. And it's not progressive. This administration is trying to take things back. And like you said, people don't want what's happening in yesteryear. So we're going to have to continue to resist. And for those people who might be on that side who aren't able, or they don't think they're able to resist as well they can, this is a bully pulpit that this administration is perpetuating. They are still trying to absolutely intimidate people like it's on the school ground. And you know what we have to do to bullies? We have to take them down.
Catch them by the swings and jump them.
So yes, we absolutely must continue to stay involved in local and politics of everything, especially local and within your respective areas. That's going to be very, very important.
Town hall meetings, I left that out, but that's important too. Your town hall meeting should be on the internet. It should be. If it's not, you can go to one of the meetings and pitch a fit. You need to set up a camera in here. And you need to put it on the internet, because after, like, the most state laws and city ordinances say that they have to have 2 meetings every month. They have to, and it has to be open to the public. It is by statute. They must have these meetings. And because of COVID, they weren't actually able to be in person. So a lot of them did it on Zoom. And then for the transparency piece of it, they made a YouTube channel so that it would go out to. Find that YouTube channel. Figure out who's on your board of commissions or alderman or whatever it is. You need to find that. You need to find that so that you can watch it and you can be aware of what they're talking about for what directly affects, like, your street. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, the grocery store down the street. And are they going to be able to renew their license? Oh, there's a fight because he sold liquor to an underage person, so he doesn't know if he's going to renew his lease until he gets his liquor license. Now, that you need to know this stuff, because it will directly impact you when you go to pick up a 6-pack and there ain't no more booze at that mug. Like, you got to know these things.
And I want to once again give a shout out to the Center for Free Thought Equality. If you are subscribed to our channel, then you may have seen the voter suppression Zoom that we did. And one of our partners is the Center for Free Thought Equality, which prepares candidates, secular candidates, to run for office, whether it is local, state, or federal. So if there are open seats, if you have the bandwidth to run for local office, then do it. Oftentimes there are many seats that run unopposed, and you'd be surprised how easy it is to actually get involved and run for these positions. And so the changes that we can make on the local level are really important. If that is your thing and you think that you have the capacity to run for a local office, because it can lead to other offices. So there are
Mhm.
options for us out there. Get involved, run for office if you can, tune into what's going on, and if there's an opportunity for you to get involved, do it.
And don't be ashamed that, oh, well, I got a DUI. Have you seen the current administration?
Oh my gosh. Woo!
The floodgates have been released. The Kraken has been released. You could have anything wrong with you now. They can't say a word. You will look like whatever you got
Listen.
going on is way less than whatever they just don't like. No one cares about that stuff anymore. So if you do, like she said, if you got the bandwidth, just go
Yeah.
for it. On Dig on America, one of the podcasts I was a part of, we interviewed candidates before, to progressive candidates to get their name out there. So they were like, hey, if you're in Arkansas, this person's running for state house, da, da, da. And we would just do that kind of stuff. And every time I had a question, I would say, I just have the same question for all of our guests. Will you help me tax the church? All but like one or two said yes. They should, if they're not taking care of the community, yes, that we should put in something to start taxing the church. It's right there. This is all it only takes a majority, and we're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's little stuff like that you don't think it's possible. But if there are a lot of these incoming people who are totally ready to give us the future that we are looking for, they need support. So we got to help those people. When you find a local progressive, you need to pump them up. You got to get them in front of other people. You got to put them on your show if you have a show. Buy a yard sign, whatever. Like, this is what the Republicans are doing. And they're doing that for something that's easily seen as grotesque. Like, they're doing all of this for racism and greed. And they're proud to wear their racism greed hat, and they'll put the racism greed sign down, and they're ready. And they're totally be the opposite. We're going to go the other way. Maybe don't do the signs or whatever if you don't want your house vandalized, but you gotta be, not so much part of the team, because I don't believe in the Democrats anymore. We're just gonna have to hijack their party and just like make it the Progressive Party, because they have completely capitulated to all of this stuff. And that's another thing. Don't capitulate. Make them make you do stuff. Wait until they're kicking in the front door. Don't just be volunteering yourself on the altar. We don't need that. We need all of our people. I'm not gonna say nothing about Candace Owens right now.
All of our skin folk ain't kin folk. So, but we always encourage you to vote your values, engage with your values, and most of us do. We do engage with progressive and what is better for us all. We will not stop. We absolutely will not stop fighting for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We absolutely will not. It is a part of everything that we do, regardless of what we're seeing at the national, especially at the national level. So, and we know that this is what most of the people want. This is what a lot of people care about, and so we have to silence that small minority. So it is very, very important. So with that, I'd like to say thank you so much to Mikey for being our special guest today on In the Cut. You are absolutely fantastic. We have to have you back. I just want to say for the record that we are BN is going to be planning like a live stream fundraiser, and we want to hit you up so that you can be one of our guests to help us support and fundraise for our organization. We want you to plug your tell folks, for those who aren't already familiar with Mikey, tell folks where they can find you.
I made this easy. Solo.to/Mikey Famine. And I have all my links all together. But the main podcast is the Bin Podcast Network. We're on YouTube and Twitch. Neil the 604 Atheist is where we do the deconversion stories on Saturdays. You can check us out there. And then, my music. My music is on my SoundCloud. It should be in the description. And if not, it's in my solo.to/Mikey Famine. It's all there. And you can find me on all the social media platforms at Mikey Famine. Oh, and one more thing before we go. Before
Perfect.
we wrap up.
Thank you so much, Mikey.
One more thing before we wrap up. The non-believers population in this country is 14, almost 15 million. That's a voting block. That's less than the difference of the last election. Or that's almost 10 times the difference of the last election. There's about 1.5 million votes that were the deciding factor last time. There's almost 15 million atheists. What are we going to demand from candidates if they want our votes?
Yeah.
What do they need to do if they want all 15 million of us? Who will get the atheist vote? That's what needs to be. That's what we need to change the conversation into. What are you going to do for us if you want us to support you?
Yeah.
We hold a lot more power than people realize.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you so much once again, Mikey, for being our guest. And we will definitely have you back on the on BN. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'd like to read the super chat from Robin. Thank you so much, Robin, for your super chat. It says, hello, friends. Love Mikey. We love Mikey, too. Definitely appreciate it. And so as far as Being's upcoming events, please do, again, I posted the links to where you could follow and find Mikey online. You definitely want to check him out if you haven't already. But I shared our upcoming events in the chat, but I will announce them here live on the show. From April 25th through May 4th, the secular week of action unites compassionate communities to organize service events based on shared values, connect volunteers to impactful projects in their neighborhoods and online, and celebrate what we can achieve together. You can stay tuned for how BN will be participating and join in on a weekofaction.org. And speaking of, on Saturday, May 3rd in Atlanta, we will be volunteering at the Cone Garden, which is in Atlanta proper, as a part of the Secular Week of Action. This will be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. And afterwards, we will be live on location within the cut with Edith and myself. And you can join in, especially if you are in the Atlanta area. Please do check out the link there, and it's also in the description. On Saturday, May 17th, we are hosting our Deconstruction While Black event, which is a hybrid discussion. It is hosted, it will be hosted by our Being of Chi-Town affiliate at the Hedgewish Library, as well as via Zoom. This will be 1:30 p.m. Central Time and 2:30 p.m. Eastern. You can RSVP on the meetup link, as well as register via Zoom. They're all free to attend, but just please register. And on Sunday, May 25th in Detroit, they will be hosting their brunch and handlebar outing at Detroit Shipping Company at 12:15 p.m. Eastern. If you are not a part of our Metro Detroit affiliate group, please do sign up. And also, the secular student scholarships are back. Once again, BN is co-sponsoring the Hurston Scholarship, which is named after famed freethinker Zora Neale Hurston. All scholarships are available to full-time students enrolled in high school, trade school, college, or university in the U.S. and support students who are, in addition to pursuing excellence in their academic studies, are also activists for secular values on their campus and or in their community. These applications are now open through July 31st. So if you are a student or you know a student that qualifies, please do encourage them to apply and also apply yourself. And then once again, you can look for us to be tabling in the spring and summer at the American Humanist Association's conference. Cynthia McDonald will be one of the speakers, the Ark Encounter Protest, where I will be speaking, the Secular Student Alliance's annual conference, and NaNoCon, the Nashville Nuns Convention, which will feature a performance by Godless Gospel, of which Cynthia and I are members. Also, SeaCon is back. We are still on for SeaCon in November, from November 1st to the 9th. We will be on the Carnival Horizon, which is a state-of-the-art ship which features an IMAX movie theater, 12+ dining options, a sky ride, and more. We're sailing out of Miami, Florida, and our ports of call are Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Grand Cayman Island, and Cozumel, Mexico. Speakers include Dr. Leo Igwe, Jasmine Banks, Candace Gorham, Jeremiah Camara, myself, yours truly, Deana Williams, Cynthia, and more. Prices start at $750 per person, double occupancy. We do have specialty cabins available. You can still get in with a low deposit, and we can work on a payment plan for you. And we are also offering single cabin options as well as pairing assistance if you don't already have a cabin mate. Please do book before the prices go up and before we sell out. Also, we encourage you to become an official member of Black Nonbelievers. Being membership includes discounts to all ticketed events, the ability to vote for board officer positions, and also run for these positions. It's all a part of our Building Back Better actions. Also, if you are a singer and you would like to be a part of Godless Gospel, the Godless Gospel Music Project is still looking for singers, particularly tenors. And this is a paid opportunity, so go to godlessgospel.org to submit your audition. This wraps up this episode of In the Cut. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us. As a reminder, we air every first and third Saturday of each month. Please don't forget to like this video and spread the word. Also, follow us on social media at Black Nonbelievers on Facebook, Instagram at BNonbelievers Inc. And X, formerly known as Twitter, to be in the capitalized. We're also on Blue Sky at BNonbelievers Inc.bsky.social. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, we are monetized, so please drop us a super chat if you like our content and you want to support our work. Please do find your local BN affiliate or join all of them. Remember, we host in-person events as well as virtual. So there might be, whether you are in a respective area or specific area, or you might be visiting, there might be an event of interest, and we would love for you to join us. And we are also looking for organizers. So if you'd like to volunteer with Black Nonbelievers, you can visit our website to sign up to be a volunteer. Also, learn more and please make your tax-deductible donations. This is how we do this work. This is how we produce this program. This is how we are able to co-sponsor the scholarship. This is how we are able to do the work that we do. So please do make your tax-deductible donation at blacknonbelievers.org/donate. And if you want to represent even more, you can get your swag. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, shot glasses, and more on our online store. And please do take care. Thank you. Once again, we hope you enjoy the weekend, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.